It is 7:45 a.m. You have exactly 10 minutes to leave the house. You yell, "Hurry up, put your shoes on." But instead of moving faster, your 3-year-old just sits on the floor, blankly staring at a single sock, moving at the speed of a turtle. You yell again, and the morning officially shatters into a screaming meltdown. You think they are intentionally testing your boundaries. But neuroscience reveals a shocking reality. By rushing them, you are physically freezing their brain. Today, you will learn the exact 15-minute framework Japanese parents use to get their kids dressed, fed, and out the door with zero stress and zero yelling. But before we revolutionize your morning routine, take a deep breath. If you physically wrestle your toddler into their car seat every day, you are not a bad parent. Human biology dictates that the moment we wake up, our bodies release a massive surge of stress hormones called the cortisol awakening response. Both you and your child literally wake up neurologically on edge. Combine that natural stress with the modern pressure of rushing to daycare on a strict adult timeline. But a toddler has absolutely no concept of time. 5 minutes and 5 hours feel exactly the same to them. When your high-speed adult stress collides with their timeless, slow-paced world, explosive conflict is biologically inevitable. You are not failing. You are just using the wrong operating system for their developing brain. Let's decode this. What is physically happening inside your child's brain when you bark out morning commands? And why does rushing them actually make them slower? The answer lies in their working memory. Working memory is your brain's temporary sticky note. Adult working memory is highly developed, but a toddler's is microscopic. When you stand in the hallway and shout, "Go to the bathroom, brush your teeth, take off your pajamas, and grab your shoes," you have just flooded their system. Their tiny working memory instantly crashes, exactly like an old computer trying to open too many programs at once. But it gets worse. When you add the stress of time by yelling, "Hurry up, we are late," your urgent tone triggers their amygdala, the brain's threat detection center. The amygdala perceives your panicked voice as a predator, hijacking the brain and initiating the freeze response. So, when your child is blankly staring at a sock while you scream, they are not being stubborn. Their logic center has completely shut down under auditory overload and stress. They cannot move because their brain is physically paralyzed by your urgency. If you are tired of starting your days feeling like a drill sergeant and want to work with your child's brain instead of fighting it, take 1 second to hit that subscribe button. Now, let's look at the brilliant Japanese framework that completely eliminates the morning freeze. To stop the morning battles, we have to stop overloading their working memory and triggering their amygdala. We do this by implementing 2 foundational concepts from Japanese early childhood education: yoi and miruka. Here is your step-by-step playbook. Step 1, yoi, the night before shift. In Japanese culture, yoi means preparation. The secret to a peaceful morning is realizing that 80% of morning stress must be eliminated the night before. You cannot allow your child's brain to experience decision fatigue at 7 a.m. After dinner, while everyone is still calm, you and your child pick out their outfit for the next day. You pack their bag and you place their shoes directly by the door. By doing this, you remove all complex decision-making from the morning timeline, giving their groggy prefrontal cortex a completely clear runway. Step 2, miruka, visualizing the invisible. Miruka is the concept of making invisible processes visible. Toddlers do not understand time, and they cannot hold auditory commands in their working memory. You must make the morning routine entirely visual. Create a simple physical chart and stick it to the wall at their eye level. Do not use words, use pictures. Keep it basic: a picture of clothes, a toothbrush, breakfast, and shoes. You have just taken the heavy lifting out of their internal memory and placed it externally on the wall. Step 3, the silent guide. From now on, you are no longer the boss of the morning. The visual chart is the boss. When your child gets distracted, do not bark a command. Walk over, gently touch their shoulder, point to the chart, and ask one simple question. What is next on your chart? You instantly remove the power struggle. You are working together to follow a visual map, which the brain finds highly engaging and non-threatening. Step 4, the when/then dopamine loop. Never turn on the television or allow free play before the morning routine is finished. If they get their dopamine hit first, they will have zero biological motivation to get dressed. Instead, use when/then phrasing. Frame it positively. When you finish your chart, then we will have 10 minutes to read a book or play before we leave. Getting dressed is no longer a chore. It is the physical key that unlocks their reward. They will begin rushing through the chart to get to their free time. Now, I can already hear the exhausted parents pushing back. If I point to a piece of paper on the wall, my stubborn toddler is just going to laugh and run away. A visual chart is not going to stop them. You are right. The piece of paper itself is not magic. The magic is your unwavering consistency. Here is the exact day-by-day breakdown of what will happen when you introduce the Yoi and Miruka system. Days 1 to 3, the physical guide. On the first morning, they will absolutely ignore the chart. Do not yell. Walk over, take them by the hand, gently lead them to the chart, and physically help them point to the picture of the clothes. Then, walk them to their clothes. Hold the boundary with your body, not your voice. It feels tedious, but you are laying down a brand new neural pathway. Week 2. The dopamine hit. By the second week, the brain starts to connect the dots. They realize that completing the chart earns them that when/then reward of playtime. Introduce a Velcro star they can stick on the chart after each task. That physical act of moving the star releases a microdose of dopamine. They will start to feel incredibly proud of their independence. Month 1, the autopilot. By the end of the first month, the transformation will shock you. You will be in the kitchen making coffee, hear the sound of Velcro ripping, and see your 3-year-old fully dressed, putting on their own shoes entirely on autopilot. You will leave the house in 15 minutes with 0 tears. Implementing this system takes immense patience in the beginning. But fast forward 15 years from now, when your child is in high school, you will not be there to pull the blankets off them or organize their schedule. By stepping back today and teaching them to follow a visual system, you are not just getting them to put on their shoes. You are building the profound neurological foundations of time management, personal responsibility, and executive function. You are raising an adult who knows how to regulate their own behavior. We all have that one trigger that breaks our patience in the morning. I want to know, what is the single most frustrating step of the morning routine in your house? Is it getting them out of bed, getting them to eat breakfast, trying to put their shoes on? Let me know down in the comments. I read every single one. And speaking of breakfast, if you survive the morning, but dinner time turns into an absolute nightmare because your child looks at their plate and refuses to eat anything green, you are not alone. Click the video on your screen right now to discover the 2-hour French rule that miraculously cures picky eating and turns dinner battles into peaceful family meals. Subscribe to my makers, and let's keep building those beautiful brains together.